why Apple don't sell you their phone. They don't do sales calls. They don't speak to you one-to-one. You just go and buy it because you're already sold. It transformed my business. And why is everyone, almost everyone you know, got £1,000 iPhone in their pocket? It 100% is the best sales asset we've ever produced. You've got the songs, you've got the phone, you've got the internet, you've got the songs, you've got the phone, you've got the internet. And he just paused. He said, "Are you getting it yet? This isn't 3 separate items. This is..." Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to share with you why Apple don't sell you their phone. They don't do sales calls. They don't speak to you one-to-one. You just go and buy it because you're already sold. And I want to explain to you how they have become a $1 trillion company, multi-trillion dollar company, I believe. I think they're worth over 3 trillion now. And how this applies to your coaching business, if you do consultancy, if you sell any services like an agency, this applies to you because you're probably stuck where I was, right? And when we were scaling PB Academy, we scaled it as a fitness coaching company to over 250 active clients. We had a full team of delivery for coaches delivering the service. And the thing I struggled to delegate the most, you know, I understood I needed to delegate as much as I could to make it a legit business that runs without me. But the thing I struggled to delegate was the sales process. And that wasn't because I couldn't find good setters and closers. We had good setters in place. It's just I was still stuck on sales calls. And I was trying to work it out. I was doing the maths, and for me and my specific program at the time, because it wasn't very high ticket, it was mid ticket, the margins didn't make sense at that point. So what was the alternative to that? And this is how I stumbled across what I now call the Welcome Pack VSL, and I'm going to explain it to you how it works. It's a sales presentation, right? And it's a short sales presentation, a Welcome Pack VSL. It's a sales VSL. So this is about 10 to 15 minutes long, and I want to show you how that works. But first of all, I want you to understand how valuable this is and why the biggest companies in the world actually sell their product like this to you. So just think back. When you think of Apple, right? And why is everyone, almost everyone you know, got £1,000 iPhone in their pocket, especially when they're considered poor even. They shouldn't really have that. You know, realistically, if they're so poor they can't even afford food and gas and bills and typical expenses like that, but they've got £1,000 iPhone. How do they do it? How do they get one of these in every single person's pocket? And think back, what did Steve Jobs do? What do Apple still do every single year when they launch a new feature, a new product? Usually one big launch per year. And what do they do on that launch? It's a presentation, right? If you hadn't got it already, one of my favorite presentations was the one where, I don't know if you've seen this, but you can search it up, and it's when they first invent the iPhone. And what he does is he's a genius with the way he presents things as well. And he actually, at the time they've got the iPod, if you remember, I had an iPod Nano. I had a yellow one. It was horrible color, but I had one. And you had 1,000, the whole marketing behind that was 1,000 songs in your pocket, right? And at the time it was groundbreaking. The other thing that they had, I don't know if they had the phone at the time. I think they had Safari, so they had the Mac for internet. I can't remember the 3 things, but I remember it circulating around. So they said, you've got the songs, you've got the iPod, you've got the phone with the phone signal, I think, and then you've got the internet, which was the computer. And then it kept circulating around. You've got the songs, you've got the phone, you've got the internet, you've got the songs, you've got the phone, you've got the internet. And he just paused. He said, "Are you getting it yet? This isn't 3 separate items. This is one, the iPhone." And it was just like, everyone just started cheering. I'm getting goosebumps while I'm saying it now. Obviously, I'm not probably explaining it as well. But the full room just literally stood up. And this is when everyone just chucked their money at him, bought an iPhone, and the whole world did the same thing. He's done it multiple times before. When they first brought out the iPod Nano, the 1,000 songs in your pocket, he did that. He wore a pair of jeans, and if you remember the pair of jeans where you've got that little slit at the top, so you've got your pocket, and then there was a little slit as well, like a miniature pocket. And he asked everyone, he was like, "Does anyone ever know what this is actually for? What this is for?" Well, now we know. And he pulled out his iPod Nano, and he said, "It's 1,000 songs in your pocket." He's a master sales guy, is what he was. He knew how to communicate his ideas, his big ideas, and he knew how to sell them to you based on the features and the benefits. He didn't talk about the specifics of how this worked or whatever technology they've got on the phone. I still don't know. I still have no idea how it works. But he talked about the benefits. 1,000 songs in your pocket is a one-liner that just explains it to you. Now, where am I getting at? Because you're probably thinking, where's this even going, right? Well, if quickly, as a service provider, right, I'll talk specifically about my coaching business. So we would generate leads from social media, right? So we would get leads from social media, and then they would come through, they would book on, and we'd have a sales call, or discovery call, a game plan call, whatever it was. Basically, they would jump on with me, and I would talk to them all about my program. I would talk to them about what they're going to get from it, the results, the guarantee, everything like that. Make sure it's fully customized, as your service probably is. But that would take 45 to even an hour. Like, even if you book in for 45 minutes, and it is 45 minutes, still taking you the full hour to set up, and then the aftercare as well, after the call, making sure all the bits are sorted. So that takes about an hour of your time, right? So that was about 1 hour for me. And then obviously the delivery. So delivery, and that's the coaching. So they get the result over whatever time frame it is you work with them to deliver the service. Now, I found out from doing this that the way my hour was split, so this is how my hour on call was basically split like this. So I had the discovery part, which is the genuine conversation. I had the pitch, when I knew it was the right fit for them and the right fit for me, and then the close. Okay? So this is how it was, and pretty much this was really important because you needed to find out as much as you possibly could about the individual. This is the genuine discovery call where you ask them all the right questions and you find out if they are right for the program, and if you want to work with them and they want to work with you, and you find out everything about their problems, their pains, making sure that they're solution aware, they understand the different options out there, and then you basically got to sell them on why your product, your solution is the only one that will truly work to solve all their problems because you understand them inside out. They're their dream client for you. Then the pitch. This is going to take 10 to 15 minutes. In worst case scenarios, I've been on some sales calls where the guy didn't need to, but he presented, because it's his same pitch presentation he does with everyone, and he presented for like 30 minutes. And I was sitting there on a Zoom, on a one-to-one with this guy, and I'm just watching him sell to me after we've had a really productive, it was like a 45-minute productive discovery call. Then he went into like this 30-minute pitch, and then he just closed me. And the problem with that was I was just sitting there. I didn't need this, really, because I fully understood everything from the discovery part. I'd done enough research before the call anyway. And once he talked about it for the first, 5-10 minutes, I was like, yeah, I'm sold. You don't need to keep going. And he went through this full presentation. It had just become frustrating by the end of it. And I felt like I was just being sold to. But so that experience is what really led me to think there's got to be a better way to do this, and I don't want people feeling the same way on the other side of the calls that I'm doing with people, and it's taking up so much of my time as well. So how we solved it, what we did was we removed the pitch. So we removed the pitch from calls, and what we did was we placed them before the call. So it would actually come up here and the pitch would be here. So they would become a lead, they would book in, and they would watch the Welcome Pack VSL. Yeah, and this would be the 10 to 15 minutes, and then they would join the sales call, and all we would be getting on the sales call was just the discovery part. So we would skip out this completely, and we would go straight to the close. So by doing that, the only way this works is with a presentation that's professional and it's cleverly structured. So usually it's about 14 to 18 slides, depending on the last 4 slides, as if you want to include the different packages you've got on there. We don't talk about price on the pitch at all, because that's left for the close to make sure that any objections can be handled, and they're not price focused coming into the call. They're purely focusing on value, and that's what the pitch is going to do for them. It's basically going to walk them through the 5 stages of customer awareness, which is going to be they're going to be pain aware, they're going to be problem aware, they're now going to be they're going to be problem unaware at first, and then they're going to be problem aware through education on the pitch, and then they're going to be solution aware of the different options out there, and then they're going to be product aware with your specific service, why you're the only option for them. Then from there you actually go into the service specific. So this gets rid of all the questions of what exactly does it do? What do you offer? Is it customized? Is it going to solve my problem? Can you cater for this? Can you cater for that? It's going to cover everything through there on the journey. You're actually going to explain to them exactly what they get and how it fits into their business, how it fits into their life, if they're a consumer, if they're a fitness, someone that's interested in fitness. It's going to solve all those issues in the pitch, and it's also going to present them at the end. I like to present them with the packages as well. So not only are they prepared for the call and what's to come, and understand they're going to turn up with a credit card in hand, they know that this is a part of the process where they're going to be, it's a consultation call, but they're going to join at the end of it as well. And they're going to show up ready to buy because they fully understand. They're warmed up. If they're a cold lead before, they watch this pitch presentation before, they show up to the call ready to buy. You go through a discovery call just to have a really genuine, authentic conversation with the person. Make sure they are genuinely the right fit, which they should be if they've showed up after watching this pitch anyway. And then you just close them on the right package for them. They're already pre-aware and educated on the different packages you've got. So they come in thinking, right, do I want option A or do I want option B? They don't come thinking, do I want to do this, yes or no? There's no negative involved with option A or option B. Both are yes to work with you. And that's the way we position it with the end of the pitch as well. That's what I would recommend for you, is if you're looking to remove or reduce your time from calls as a founder of a service business, and you're looking to potentially scale up and delegate or just buy back your time, regardless of whether you're thinking hire closers to reduce or replace me, or if you're thinking I just can't really afford in my business to have a full sales team, I just want to reduce back my time so I'm not spending so much time of the week, 10, 20 hours a week doing calls. Now I can just cut that time in half by removing the pitch from every call that's repetitive anyway. This is the first step you need to make. So like I said, regardless of whether you actually want to go, it does not matter if you want to go hire a team or if you want to just do it yourself, so DIY, just get time back, so get time. Either option, you need to have this Welcome Pack VSL anyway. It's literally crucial as a step to control your sales process, because if you hire a team and you don't have this in place, what's then going to happen is some guys are going to close really well, some guys are not going to close so well, and now there's so many things that could be the problem here, because if the pitch is not systemized and it's not professional, it's not coming from you, the founder, it's going to have a much lower close rate compared to if you systemize it, and then you've got guys that literally become order takers rather than closers. They don't need to go on to really be salesy, they just need to go on to find out more, discovery, make sure they are the right fit, and then they close them because they've already been pitched to. So a much easier process, and you can turn this into a far more customized pitch. So instead of just giving them the generic pitch that you would, that's repetitive on every sales call, now you just make it very short, sweet, and customized for them, so they get the ideal solution for them, and the close rate goes up through the roof, as well as cutting your call times in half. So I would definitely check out the Welcome Pack VSL. I've put the framework below for you. So if you want to build this for your own business, you can literally do it for free. The link's below. You can learn all about it. And if you want help actually building the slides out, we can do that as well. But hopefully this helped. It transformed my business. It brought back my time. It was 100% is the best sales asset we've ever produced and put into our business. So if you want to do it for yourself, like I said, the link's below. But if you want to subscribe and make sure you join along, this is work-life unbalance. So if you relate to that, being work-life unbalance, this is all about scaling and growing a service-based business online, and we put out videos like this all the time. So thank you very much, and I will see you soon.